When I bought my countryside property 3 years ago, I made sure to avoid neighborhoods with HOAs. I wanted freedom to raise chickens, plant what I liked, and live without nosy neighbors dictating the color of my mailbox. My 7-acre lot sat just outside a gated community governed by a strict HOA, and that's where Karen lived. Karen was the self-declared president of the HOA, and more importantly, a self-appointed guardian of neighborhood purity. She didn't like my solar panels, my wood pile, or the fact that I parked my RV in my own driveway. She would march over regularly with a copy of her rulebook, lecturing me about how my property was bringing down the community's image. I told her, politely at first, that I didn't live in her HOA, wasn't bound by their rules, and that the boundary line was clearly marked on every map. But she refused to back off. One day, I found a violation notice duct taped to my front gate. It was absurd. Complaints about my garden hose being visible from the street and my shed being an unauthorized structure. Then came the lawsuit. Karen, backed by the HOA board, filed a civil suit claiming that my home should be part of the HOA based on what she called a community cohesion clause. Her paperwork was a mess of vague legal language and pure entitlement. She sought fines, a lien on my property, and a court order forcing me to comply with all community regulations. The court date came, and Karen arrived dressed like she was on trial for national security, folders, binders, even color-coded tabs. She smirked across the courtroom like she'd already won. I stood up, handed the judge 2 documents, my deed and the county zoning map, both clearly showing my lot as not included in the HOA's jurisdiction. The judge barely looked at them for more than 3 minutes. He frowned, turned to Karen, and said, "This case never should have been filed. Dismissed with prejudice." She stood there stunned, speechless. I walked out of that courtroom free, smiling, and with every legal right to plant flamingos in my yard if I felt like it. Lesson? Never bring HOA drama to a boundary line fight when you're clearly out of bounds.